But first, we begin with several breaking news stories at 5. 11 days until Election Day and another major October surprise. A disgraced lawmaker's sexting scandal now dogging Hillary Clinton.
It might not be as rigged as I thought.
Today's election shocker has to do with, you guessed it, Clinton's use of a private email server during her time as Secretary of State. And we're bringing you team coverage as the FBI director reveals he's taking a closer look at newly discovered emails connected to Clinton.
The news broke late this afternoon, just as Clinton was arriving in Iowa for a campaign stop. Our Derek Waller's digging into what happens if Clinton is elected before this review is over. But right now, let's send it to the live desk, where John Kosick is standing by to explain these new emails and what it means for Clinton's White House chances. John.
Well, frankly, Hillary Clinton thought this was all behind her. Then Anthony Weiner started sexting, and the case has been blown wide open again. The FBI already spent months looking into her use of a private email server for state business. But we just learned FBI Director Jim Comey wrote in a letter to Congress that he needs to supplement his previous testimony. Turns out that the FBI seized the cell phones of former Congressman Anthony Weiner and his wife Huma Abedin in connection with his ongoing sexting scandals that have gotten national attention. Abedin is a national top campaign advisor to Hillary Clinton, and the FBI found more emails pertinent to the investigation when it seized the couple's phones. Now, Comey wrote in a letter to Congress saying he assigned investigators to find out if any of these newly discovered emails contain classified materials. Today on the campaign trail, Donald Trump applauded the move.
I have great respect for the fact that the FBI and the Department of Justice are now willing to have the courage to right the horrible mistake that they made.
Well, the fallout came quickly after that letter from FBI Director Comey was released. House Speaker Paul Ryan is already calling for the Democratic nominee to stop getting the intelligence briefings that both nominees are receiving to prepare them for the possibility of becoming president. Comey said there is no telling how long it will take to review these newly discovered emails. It's not likely this review will be finished before Election Day. As for Clinton, she hasn't addressed this new investigation yet, but Democrats are already calling on Comey to show his hand and divulge what they have already found. At the live desk, John Kosick, News 5.
And John, while Clinton herself hasn't spoken about these new emails, her campaign chair, John Podesta, released a statement calling on Comey to release more information about this review. Podesta accused Trump and his allies of browbeating the FBI into this action. He says he's confident the FBI will reach the same conclusion that it did months ago, that Clinton should not be prosecuted.
And Lee, news just like this, just days before an election, is unprecedented. That's why we wanted to reach out to an expert on constitutional law to put all of this into some context for us. So we sent our Derek Waller, who's live at the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections. And Derek, here's the question. Is there a chance a future President Clinton could face indictment while in office?
Well, Frank, a Case Western Reserve University professor that I just spoke with says that is unclear because all of this is just so unusual. But he says that President Obama could have a role to play here. Jonathan Enton says you can point to the Watergate scandal during the Nixon administration for insight as to how this might go down. Back then, a grand jury declined to indict the president. There was confusion over whether a sitting president could even face indictment. Well, Nixon resigned, and that question has never been resolved.
Nixon could have been indicted after he resigned, but President Ford pardoned him, so we never found out what might have happened.
Now, could that happen here? Could President Obama pardon Hillary Clinton before he leaves office?
Well, it's certainly within the president's power to do that. I would be really surprised if President Obama did that.
And even if nothing comes from this latest revelation, Enton says one thing is clear. This is fresh ammunition for Republicans in the House of Representatives. Live in Cleveland, Derek Waller, News 5.